Language part 2, actually we have to discuss some advanced queries, that is aggregate functions, groupings, having clause, nested queries, subqueries, single row subquery and multiple row subqueries. After finishing all those things, we will do some exercises related to this one. Then you can understand how to write the clauses to retrieve the data, how to write the queries to retrieve the data. So here we have discussed this one, select clause in select attribute from attribute list via the condition. And in addition to that, you can use group by, having and ordered by. Earlier we discussed these three: select from where, select the attribute list, and from the table list that you want to connect, and where the condition. So we part 1 actually we discuss only these three. In the part 2 we have to discuss group by, having and order by, these three keywords also. And let's see what are the aggregate functions. Aggregate functions are sum, mean, max, count and average. Get the summation and the minimum value and the maximum value, and if you want to count a certain thing, and average. For an example, you want to count the employees who are working in the finance department. How many employees are working? And you want to get the summation, sum of the salary. So there is an employee list. You want to get the how much you have to spend for a month to pay as salaries. In such case, you can get the sum of the salary column. And minimum value. If you want to get the minimum value of the employee, how much he can get, and also the maximum salary, as well as the average salary. Average salary, that means you can get the summation and divide the number of employees. In such case, you can get the average values. So these are called the aggregate functions. And next one is for an example, find the average minimum maximum salary of employees. Average salary, minimum salary, maximum salary of the employees. Simple. Select MAX, actually not the MAX, maximum salary, max price, min price and average price from products. From the product, there is a product database table. In that table you can see the different products has different prices, the minimum price and maximum price and the average price of the products from products. Here you can see the maximum price, minimum price and the average price. You can get like this. The count, the number of rows. If you put the count, you can get the number of rows. And for an example, count the number of employees in the company. Count the number of employees in the company. In that case, you can get the how many employees are working. And count the number of employees who are working in the finance department. In that time, you have to put the condition. Select count from products. Count returns the number of rows in the result of query, including the null rows. This is also, you have to keep it in your mind. If you delete a row and put the null values, set default null, set null, and the null, if there are null values of that row, that also could be count. In such case, if you use the distinct keyword, you can find the distinct values only. Okay, the list all different salaries values for the employees. Select distinct salary. That means if there are 5 employees, 2 employees has the same salary and 3 employees has different salaries. In such case, if you use the distinct one, you can get the 5 rows because 2 employees has the same salary scale from employee. Here is an example: employee ID, last name, position, salary, and the department ID. These are the employee ID, names, position, and salary, and department ID. So if you get the select distinct salary from employees, that is salary, distinct one, 100,000, not 10,000, 5,900, 6,000, 5,900 is there once again, need not write because distinct one, 5,900, 5,800 also there, then 5,800 you can write, 5,900 and 5,800, 6,000. Once again you can have the distinct salaries, this 10,000, 5,900, 6,000 and 5,800. Next one, count the distinct values. So count the distinct salary grades in a company. Count distinct salary from employees. Here once again you can use this table. And what are the distinct salary? Distinct salary, count 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4. 10,000, 5,900, 6,000, 5,800. That is distinct salary is 4. Actually you can get the number here. How many salary scales or salary slabs you can see in this table. Purchases, product, date, price and quality. Example, find the total sales from the entire database. Price and quantity. Price and quantity is there. Select sum. Price into quantity. You have to get this multiplication of the price in the quantity from these purchases. Then you can get the total sales from the entire database. Find total sales from banana. That is for the banana sale. Only for the banana. In such case you can write select sum, price into a quantity from purchases. So especially you have to mention the product. The product equals banana. Product name is the banana. In such case you can get the total sales only for the banana. If you put the apple, only for the apple. Okay. Then you can group it. For an example, the previous example, find that, let's try to write a database like this. Then you can see whether there is a database. Yes. Here in this database, get this database. Apple, banana. The sales date and the price and the quantity. If you want to get the total sales for the apple and the banana, in such case you have to get in this date the price 35 into 15 plus in this date 14 to 20. and the banana in this date 1050 into 7 in this date 11 into 17. So you have to get as groups, apple group and the banana group. Here in this case, find total sale for each product. Find total sale for each product. Select product and sum. You want to have the product and the sum. Price into quantity as total sales. Here rename is this one to the total sales, product name and total sales from purchases, the purchases table, group by product. The group by product means here there are two products only, apple and banana. Group to the apple and the banana. Okay, then you can get like this: banana and apple, and you can get the summation of this. From this you can get the summation. You can get the summation like this: price into quantity and get this, the summation, and this also apple. The typical execution node. Let's see what is the typical execution node of this command. Compute from and where clause. From and where, then group by attributes in a group by, and product one tuple from every group by applying aggregation. So this is the execution order of the previous query. Compute from and where clause first. From, if there is a condition, it will execute first. From, that is the tables and clauses. Then group by attributes. Then you can see the group by command is executed. So group by product name. After grouping, do the calculation, that is quantity plus price. Get the summation of quantity plus price of that group, and get the summation of quantity plus price of the banana group and the apple group. So likewise, this will the query will execute. This is the execution order. Even though we write like this: select this one, specially execute from, and if there is a clause where, and next group by, and finally execute these calculations to get the summation of the as total prices. Here you can get the result is apple 1300, banana 255 and 50 cents. Select product, some price quality as total sales. Here you can see the total, the column name is changed to the total sales, and product. From purchases, group by product and product, that is apple and banana. Then next, let's try to understand what is this having clause. Having. Consider the same query and modify product that has sold at least 30 items after 9/1. This is the date actually. Consider the same query and modify the product. Consider the same query and modify the product, and modify products that has sold at 30 items after this one, after this date. So first of all, we have to use this purchase one. Select product and sum, price into quality from the purchases, where date is greater than 9/1. Here, when you go to this one, date is greater than 9/1. Then here are the dates: 10 October 19, October 22, October 20, October 21. And here you can see date is 9/1, that is September 9, greater than. Group by products, then you can see the group by apple and banana, having this condition is sum of quantity. Sum of quantity. Then when you group that product as apple and banana like this, apple and banana, sum of quantity, that means when you group it, the banana quantity is 17 plus 7, 24, apple quantity is 20 plus 15, 35. That means the having sum of quantity greater than 30. Sum of quantity greater than 30. The having clause contains the condition on aggregation. Always you can see this. Having clause contain the conditions on aggregation. Get the summation of this, summation of the quantity. Group by the product, then group by the product like this, then get the summation of the quantity only, and see whether it is greater than the 30. Okay, I think you could understand this query. Select product and sum, that is the price into quantity as total sales or something like that. You can rename the column, and where you want to select from purchase table, where explain a certain condition, the date is greater than 9/1, that is September 1st, after the September 1st. And group by, you have to group the product as banana and apple, and having the condition is the quantity, sum of the quantity, that is the summation of the quantity greater than 30. Could you understand this one? Okay, let's go to here. Select S from, these are the relations or the tables where conditions group by, you can group by the product name or the place or anything, having that one another condition. C2. S is the many contained attributes and A1 to AK and or any aggregation but on other attributes. C1 is any condition on the attributes R to Rn. This is the tables has R1 to Rn, and C2 is any condition on aggregate expressions, mean, max, count, sum and average. Having average, having count, having max, having mean, like that. Here is another one, author, document and root. Author has login and name, document has URL and title, root is login and URL. Find all authors who wrote at least 10 documents. At least 10 documents. You can see author login and the name is there, document URL and the title. Wrote, login and URL. You can count these count all authors who wrote at least 10 documents. Then you, for one author, if he has written more than 10 documents, you can count it. How can we write this? Select a name. A means you can see author name. Find all authors, that is, you want to get author names only. A name from author and wrote W where a.logging equals W means wrote dot logging. Here login and login is there. Primary and this is foreign and primary. The w.login group by a.logging, a.name. You want to group it a.login and a.name and having count w.url greater than 10. w.url greater than 10. In such case, you can get the name of the authors who wrote more than 10 documents. Let's try to understand the nested group. So before we understand the nested group, actually I want to do the exercise and we'll discuss this nested group in the next class. So let's